Steve Thum recording for South Dakota Public Broadcasting at SuperCon 2017, and one of the featured guests is artist Thum Nguyen. Thum, thanks for joining us here today. Where are you from?
I'm from Burnsville, Minnesota.
And how did you find out about SuperCon?
My friend Shane, he's on the board for the show SuperCon, and I've known him for about 10 years now. And I met him at the Minnesota Comic Con way back in the day. He showed me his artwork. You know, he loves and appreciates comic book art, and we just kind of kept in touch throughout the years. And last year, a year and a half ago, he kind of hinted that this show was going to happen, and I attended last year, the first show, and he invited me back this year.
Now, what titles have you worked on during the course of your career?
Most of the stuff I've worked on are characters that most people are familiar with, like Batman, Superman, Justice League, some X-Men stuff, Green Lantern, and Catwoman. I've dabbled in a little bit of most everything.
And what's your favorite character to draw?
My favorite character is Spider-Man, although not necessarily my favorite to draw because of all the webs on his. It's a little tedious. I like drawing. Batman's always cool. That gets old too because he's so popular. Wolverine, all the X-Men characters I liked. I grew up with the X-Men comic books.
Now, during the course of your job throughout the day, take us through like what a typical day would be for you on the job.
I wake up, I eat, I'll surf on the internet. Maybe I'll go work out, and then I'll go home, I'll eat again, and then I'll think about working, check my email. Then I'll finally sit down to work, and I'll take frequent little breaks, but I usually work late into the night, and half the time probably overnight. I mean, my sleep schedule is just all over the map, but I'm a night owl like most creative people. I do my best work in the middle of the night.
About how many pages do you kick out on an average day?
On an ideal day, it's a page a day, but I haven't been doing that lately. But ideally, you want to do 1 page a day, 8-hour shift, just like a regular job.
And that's full color, or is that just pencils and inks?
That's for some people it's pencils, some people it's pencils and inks, some people it's pencils, inks, and colors. It just every artist is different. It depends on how fast they are. So for me, comfortably, it's pencils. If I'm pressed, I can do pencils and inks. It might take a couple extra hours.
About how many conventions do you do per year?
It's really ramped up in the last 3 years. I'd probably say I've averaged 11 to 15 per year in the last 3 years.
And how far do you travel? Do you stay in the Midwest, or you do go over all over the country?
All over the country, and even I've been to Colombia, South America for one of those shows. So I'll be in Canada later this year too. So it just depends. Whoever invites me, I'm there.
Now, who is an artist that you could say, or a number of different artists that have been inspirations for you?
Well, my biggest influence and inspiration is an artist named Doug Mankey, and he was the one that mentored me. I met him when I was 15 years old. Now he's like a big-time artist for DC. He has been for many years. He's on the Superman titles now, but when I broke into comics, I broke in working with him. I was inking over his work. So we remain great friends to this day, and he's probably he's made the biggest difference in my work and in my career.
Now, is there a character out there that you haven't worked on yet or haven't drawn yet that you would love to do?
Most of the characters that I've wanted to draw, I have, so I'm very fortunate that way. I can die happy. I've drawn Spider-Man twice officially, but say other than that, I mean, there's always a few other X-Men characters, but I've drawn all the ones that I really liked, like Jean Grey and Wolverine and Cyclops. I don't know. I'd probably say, I don't know. I always have this thing. I'd like to draw Captain Britain, I guess. And I don't know why, because I read some of the comics when I was younger, and I always thought he had one of the coolest costumes. And I haven't gotten to draw Captain Britain yet. So
I'll agree with you. He does have a very cool costume.
Yeah.
Now, where can people find you online?
If you Google my name, I'm like the first 20 things that come up, so I'm not hard to find. So just Google my name. I mean, I have my own website. Thum Nguyen Studio, and let's see, I have Facebook, so if you go on Facebook and Instagram, I'm all over social media.
Thanks for your time today.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
This is Steve Thum reporting from SuperCon 2017 for South Dakota Public Broadcasting.
How'd that go? Great. Cool.
Yeah, no, that's a great interview. 5 minutes. That's what I've been trying to do with it.